Hello, folks. Welcome to another exciting episode of the Plucking Petals podcast with James and Kyle. As always, I am Kyle.
And I'm your oldest brother, Justin.
As we go a little something like this.
It's all about the good, bad, love, hate.
I don't know.
I
I was
see
listening to
you're
my
doing
Bim Bam before I started, so.
I understand. And with us today is animator Josh Belford. How are you doing, good sir?
Good. How are you fellas?
We're doing good. We're just talking about my Bim Bam and games before we started.
Yeah.
Are you all caught up on my Bim Bam, by the way?
I'm about 40 minutes left in the most current episode, but other than that, yeah.
Okay, cool. You listen to the live one then with the
I
Paul
did.
Stanley thing?
Yeah.
I recommend anyone who's never heard this. There's a SoundCloud link. This has been out for a little while now, and it is a 45-minute supercut of Paul Stanley from Kiss just addressing the crowd and doing crowd work of just like prepping before songs and whatnot, and it is by far the most insane 45-minute SoundCloud clip I've ever heard in my existence. Josh, let's talk about you.
Yes.
How about you give us a little rundown of
Little
what
taste.
you do? What is animation?
Well, you see, animation is the.
I heard it's a real easy way to make money on YouTube. Like, the return on
Kind of.
investment for effort spent is, like, the highest for animation.
Exactly.
Yes.
With
You know what-
reaction videos being the most effort.
Yes.
per-
You know what?
yeah.
Those actually get the most views, I think. Just like how do you react to this person animating? But yes, I've been animating for years now.
Okay.
About like 10 years, I think.
Okay.
Jesus.
What do you use?
I use
Like a flip book?
yeah, I started in that, and then
Okay.
I did like the little spin wheel thing, like in the 1930s.
okay.
No,
Okay.
I use Adobe Flash, which
Okay.
is now known as Adobe Animate,
Okay.
because I think it started out as a coding program, and people just started using it to animate. They're like, we'll just call it Adobe Animate.
Okay.
But in the beginning, I actually used. I would draw each frame in MS Paint.
Okay.
Rest in peace, MS Paint. And then I would
Rip.
bring it into Adobe Live Motion was another program.
Okay.
For all you animation nerds out there.
Mm-hmm.
And then now I'm just doing Adobe Animate. So
So where can we find your animations?
actually, my site joshbelford.com. Also YouTube. If you just type in, I guess, Josh Belford, you can.
Can you spell
find
your last name for us?
Oh, sure. Yes, that's B as in boy, E as in Edward, L, F as in Frank, O-R-D as in David.
I feel like we just unlocked your password for like a
Yes.
bank account somewhere.
So
while
what's
you're
your
spelling.
just
Stop
out of
calling
curiosity,
me.
what's your mom's maiden name and just your pet's?
Yeah.
Oh,
What's yeah.
You know what? Nobody ever asked me that. Sure. And here's my social security number as well.
So what's new with you fellas? What's going on? What's going on in your worlds?
Well, I was sick last week, so
Yes,
we did
you
not
were.
podcast.
I did a lonely podcast in the corner of my room, and gotta say, didn't get a lot of hits. Not gonna lie, didn't do anywhere near I thought it was going to. Apparently, by myself, I'm not very funny nor attractive in the voice secular
Well, but
area.
how would you know that beforehand? Like, because you said it didn't get the hits. I would say, to answer your question, be more retention.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
so-
fine. Those are smart words I don't know.
Was it just 30 minutes of you weeping?
It was 15 minutes of me just like talking. And I'm just like, I don't know. I listened to this podcast called The Smartest Man in the World by Greg Proops. He's like one of the
yes.
Who's Line people.
Yes.
And like he can do 2.5 hours of him just talking. And it's amazing. And I'm like, I'll just do condensed 15 minutes. And I'm like, I'll still throw some elements of the show in. And it's like no one. I think in the description I said that you were not there, and I feel like now I know that in the end, if we had to pick one of us, I think you would probably have to survive the podcast.
No, it just says we're a deal, man. It doesn't work.
deal.
Right, a
Like,
package deal.
That's a good save.
Yeah.
That's a good save, and I
Exactly.
appreciate that immensely.
So, yeah. I got a Dutch oven for Christmas from Elise because we're terrible, and
Ooh.
as soon as they show up, we give each other the stuff.
That's adorable.
So even, we're recording on the 18th
Okay.
of December. So I don't know if I talked about this. I made a Julia Child recipe called beef burgundy or beef bourguignon, and you're like, yeah. It turned out really good.
Okay,
So.
yeah, I saw it was at the snap that you sent me
Yeah,
the
the
other day.
Snapchats. Yeah.
I swear, I only get snaps from you when it's food related.
I only snap when I'm cooking, and it's because it's like not enough time for me to go do something else, but I need to sit here and watch it while it's doing this step. So it's like I'll just pull out my phone and
exactly. And you don't have Instagram, so
No,
I feel
I
like
don't.
that you could blow up on Instagram with
Could you be a
photos
foodie?
like this.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I get Snapchats from you. I get Snapchats from my friend Lisa of her bunny Blanche Dubon, which I'm very excited to get those. And then I get like a Snapchat like once every 6 months from my parents, and it's always just like a beer they're drinking, or it's like really
Check
off
it
somewhere.
out.
They're like, we're also drinking alcohol, and I'm like, that's cool, that's fine. But you are feeling better than I'm
Yeah.
assuming.
Nice.
That's good.
I spent Thursday, Friday of 2 weeks ago into like Wednesday or Thursday of last week is kind of when I was in the heart of the sickness.
Gross.
Working and I was on so many cold meds, like it was
Sick
just,
of the sick.
Yeah,
you were you were definitely down with the sickness. I
Uh,
understand.
I'm gonna sip on this.
That's fine. Anything new with you, Josh?
Not too much. Just gearing up for the holidays.
Okay,
I know we
okay.
were talking about no spoilers, obviously Star Wars. So
Yeah.
it's good.
Have you seen Star Wars
I
yet?
have not.
Okay. I'm worried about watching that Red Letter Media Nerd Crew.
Oh, it's
episode.
fake. It's
Oh,
not.
is it fake so
yeah.
I can watch it? Red Letter Media puts out this like fake podcast called The Nerd Crew, and it's all like jokey Star Wars stuff.
Like
And
stuff that didn't happen, or
It's-
Well,
like-
they're making fun of the channels that survive off of basically being the hype machine
Oh,
for
gotcha.
Marvel and Disney properties, where it's like they're always excited about the next one, and they
they
are
don't know anything about it.
well,
or,
yeah, and they're kind of like crippled, where you can't see anything negative because the reason that their channel stays alive is they're given early access to these things,
right?
and they were only going to give the early access to people that are basically free promotion. So it's like a
Yeah,
weird feedback loop.
Isn't a lot of those like owned by Disney and Marvel? Like I know a lot of.
They're normally paid by them.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
it
it's-
is true.
I think one of my favorite parts of it is every episode like this. So they have this like podcasting like we do, and every episode they add more and more Star Wars memorabilia and toys to it. Where
We
it's
like
just
Star Wars,
so-
okay?
Yeah, it's like so annoying, and it's amazing. But yeah, holidays are coming up and,
Yes.
and whatnot. Did you guys get a picture with Santa yet?
No.
Okay, no one's
I'm
gonna get a
trying.
picture with Santa.
I'm gonna.
He's a busy guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
I understand. I understand.
That busy lap.
Hey, he's got kids to hang out with and
Yeah.
boys to talk to. I don't know, but let's talk about problems. We all have problems. We're gonna find some maybe solutions to them this evening.
Well, no, the disclaimer: we've never once found a solution on the Plucking Petals podcast.
No, we have never. There's gotta be at least we've done 50 something of these episodes. There's gotta be at least one that we're like, yeah, I think we figured it out.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah,
Your
sure.
pause. You're such a fucking liar. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, no, like when we figured out healthcare and racism and
Yeah,
like-
it's all those good,
World
all
peace.
those, all those real humdingers. Josh, let's talk about
Yes.
your problem for the episode, good sir.
Okay, well, I fancy myself a candy man, and every so often I'll, plumage through the candy aisle and notice one very bottom shelf candy known as the necco wafer.
Okay.
And
Explain what a necco wafer is.
yes,
to-
actually, if
folks
you
that
don't
don't.
mind, I actually looked up a advertisement from the
Printed
1800s.
something out.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
So, necco.
I love when guests do work.
is it like Japanese for cat, or is this related to that? at
That
all?
would probably be the cooler part of that. No, it actually stands for New England Confection Company.
Okay.
So
That
yeah,
that
it's-
doesn't pan out right.
If you can
Yeah,
believe
it does.
it.
New England Confection Comp, like the CO.
Yeah, company. Yeah.
I
Like,
also
oh
thought
boy.
it was necco wafer was Necko, like necco.
Oh, Necco.
So I'm like, company? What are you talking
We-
about?
It's a cool company with a K.
Yeah, exactly. We put
either-
Z's on it and everything.
Either way, it's garbage. But so they were created in the 1800s
Okay.
by a man named Oliver Chase.
Okay.
Little history there.
Yeah.
And he basically made this like lozenge cutter, and
Okay.
then that turned into like necco wafers, so like garbage, basically. So this is a
I'm
true,
sorry. What is a lozenge cutter?
It's basically just like lozenges are typically like oval shaped.
Okay.
So
I'm
he-
picturing like a Halls, right? Like
Yeah, well, like, almost like a hall, like a circular halls. I
Okay.
guess, yeah, or like Ricolai.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I
so,
guess
like,
Halls are square, aren't
Yeah,
they?
I think they were rounded. I don't know. We can look into
It
that.
does-
I
it-
guess.
you know what? It doesn't matter.
I believe both of you in both these situations.
Somebody
so-
write in and
Yeah, you
tell
can
us.
email us at thepluckingpetalspodcast
and actually,
@gmail.com to know about your necco wafers and
I'm a
and
Halls
Halls.
historian.
Oh, what a sad life you lead.
So this is a this candy was made. The candy quotes was made in the 1800s, and this is a very true advertisement. And if you don't mind, I would have to do it in the voice of an 1800s.
Yeah, that's fine.
'Cause-
Actually, we would throw you out if you didn't.
Okay,
Yeah,
thank
exactly.
you.
I feel like
appreciate that.
we have goals.
I appreciate
we
that.
have numbers to hit.
Standards.
okay?
Standards.
Yeah.
So this is a true poster from the 1800s. Okay, so it starts out: the kiddies feast of fairy food. Let your little kiddies be in fairyland by giving them the tasty confection from a package of Necco Hub wafers. A safer and more delightful way to satisfy their sweet tooth can't be imagined than by nibbling these delicious joy discs. For Necco wafers, Hub wafers are irresistibly good and guaranteed pure, and they are kept pure and fresh by the dust-proof package. Just pop any one of these 9 favorite flavors into your mouth. Ah, here's real enjoyment for all the family. Be sure to get the guaranteed kind. The Necco seal is your guide to confection perfection. And the flavors, in this order, they get worse.
So when you said it was an old-timey advertisement from like the 1800s, I know this is horrible, but secretly hoping for something horribly sexist because I
Yeah.
just kind of
You were just really
love
waiting-
those.
waiting
Beat
for
your
that.
woman with a pack of Necco wafers.
Well, it was just like, give your woman the night off so she doesn't have to spend it in the kitchen and buy Necco wafers instead.
Necco wafers for dinner. And that would not be surprising.
Yeah.
So the flavors are orange, lemon, lime, chocolate.
Okay, yeah.
Takes a turn.
Okay.
Clove, cinnamon, licorice, and wintergreen.
Okay.
So all
aren't the
packaged in
worst.
one seal. But when I'm eating like lemon lime, I don't want to eat like
No.
cinnamon,
Are you
wintergreen.
supposed to eat all the Necco wafers in a one-sitting scenario?
Possibly.
Okay.
It was actually, I guess, not created, but like their big selling point was the war. So World War II.
Just the war.
Just the war.
Just the
war.
war.
Necco wafers. So
Yeah.
somewhere out there in the World War II era, Necco wafer and Hitler were uttered in the same sentence.
Okay.
Just think about that.
That makes sense to
Okay,
me.
but to be
Yes.
fair, the way society is right now, everything that someone doesn't agree with is compared to Hitler at the drop of a hat.
True.
So Hitler has probably
Very
been in the
true.
same sentence as literally everything right
Fair,
now.
that's
I've
true.
been-
It's like you're the Hitler of carpet sales.
You're Hitler.
Yeah.
But also the fact that Necco wafers are just pure garbage. And I apologize for any candy purists out there who enjoy Necco wafers, but
I don't think I've had one.
they're awful. They're basically if you eat chalk with a little bit of citrus, that's
Okay.
technically.
Oh, I do that whenever I have heartburn.
See? So it's like Tums. Almost.
Yeah.
Okay.
But in lozenge shape.
Oh.
So yeah, if somebody were to put Necco wafers in like the soap aisle,
Okay.
I would not be surprised. Like, oh, that's
Interesting.
what they're for. They're not for consumption. They're for cleaning.
I don't think I've ever had a Necco wafer, and I didn't realize they still sold them. I thought they were
Yes.
like, that that'd be like a thing you have to go to like BA Sweeties to go get, and then it's like in the back room where no one
Just
wanted them
shame.
anyways.
It's like the adult movie theater.
yeah, there's only one light bulb, and it's like half flickering, but also only
You
like
get
a
it for the
20
Necco
watt.
wafers.
Yeah, like you get like a secret password to go in
Just
and
a
whatnot.
disguise.
So that's still it's still like
Yeah,
a
it was-
favorite candy. Of
I think it's
people.
marketed as like besides like because in this advertisement, the fairy food for the kiddies, there's like a fairy handing like big Necco wafers to the children. So I don't, but I guess it was marketed as like America's first candy. So a fine candy,
Not like the root beer things I can get at like Cracker Barrel.
Like the little
or whatever.
barrels? Yeah, those are
those
delicious.
things are great.
No, it's like that's like the cool guy at the party, but Necco wafers like hangs out with like black
He's the guy
licorice.
that's always been there, and it's
Yeah.
like a little too long, man.
It's like, come on, you're like at the high school, you're selling stuff like Necco
Yeah.
wafers, just selling
Yeah.
stuff. In
he's
the,
like the
in
50-year-old
trunk.
guy at the party wearing his high school football uniform. He's
Why
like,
is a teacher here.
remember that time I threw the pass?
Yes, Necco wafers,
Yeah,
really
we get
cool.
it. Anyways, here's Wonderwall, and it's like this fucking asshole. You hip kids.
I don't know. So what's your favorite candy? Like, what's your? Oh man, I need-
Probably like Sour Patch Kids. I am a sourholic.
really?
So yes.
I like them, but I'm not really a big fruity candy person.
okay.
Not my jam.
Are you a chocolate dude?
If I'm gonna do candy, yeah, do the
Like
chocolate.
what?
yeah, what's your?
I really like Twix, but I think
Okay.
the full size Reese's is like the perfect candy.
Like
the
the
ratio
Reese's
of
cup?
chocolate to peanut butter. Yeah.
Do you get angry with like the Reese like eggs or?
I don't get
Reese-
angry at them. They're like good. They're like,
Yeah.
but they're not like a regular size Reese's is like where it's at, and Reese's Pieces like are kind of garbage compared to
really
how
don't
like
like
on
Reese's
paper it
Pieces.
should be like, man, these should be
Right.
delicious, and you're like,
They taste like oily.
Yeah.
I
But
don't know,
not
it's
as bad
weird.
as. Did you guys ever try this chocolate Skittles when that was a thing?
No, I didn't.
That was
No,
a thing. It was
thank-
not.
That's
a-
good. I'm
it was
glad
a
I didn't do
nightmare.
that. Yes, it was a
Nightmare.
nightmare in the
It's
Skittles
like
community.
Putting M&Ms and Skittles in one bowl and then just taking a big
And just
handful.
guessing.
Mm.
Oh,
It's like,
gross.
please God, let this be
Oh man.
not what I want it to be.
I will say I'm a big Sour Patch Kid. I don't eat a lot of candy, but it's normally Sour Patch Kids. I like Reese Cups, but I like even better than Reese Cups. I like the Reese Eggs.
Reese
I feel like
Eggs
something
are
about the
the
Reese
best.
Eggs tastes better than the Reese Cup.
Really?
I think it's just like more.
So there's actually not, I think about like a full size eggs that's maybe half the size of my cell phone. It comes in
Yeah.
like a yellow package. But there's also the ones that are like tiny. Now, which one you're talking about?
Oh, I'm talking about
big
the
ones?
eggs, the big ones.
The big ones.
Yeah.
Okay,
those,
so
the small ones are like the little.
yeah, when you
things.
mentioned it earlier, I pictured like the small ones that are kind of wrapped like a Hershey's Kiss. But yeah,
Oh,
the
yeah.
full size one is pretty close to like a Reese's cup.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
So I actually do like those.
I like those.
Yeah.
The trees are good too, but something about the eggs always taste the best.
I don't know why.
I
They're
don't
just
know
an
what it
oval
is.
like candy, and it's delicious.
Yeah, but then I also like my old person in me. Like I really like Heath bars.
Okay.
like a whole. Bunch.
You go to like TQ, you get the Heath Blizzard.
Oh,
they're like,
without a
"Oh,
doubt.
I guess we'll go to the basement and get this from the
I
freezer.
guess we'll have to go buy it at the store. I don't know. We don't have this.
Is Walmart open? I
my
guess.
my Pookie, my grandmother always has Heath bars, and as a child, I would eat all of them when they weren't looking.
What?
every
So what is a
weekend.
Heath bar flavor profile? I know I've seen them. I've probably had them, but I cannot remember for
It's
the
like
life of me what a
it's like
Heath bar is.
caramel, I guess. I don't
Yeah,
know.
like is there nougat in it or no?
Yeah,
Yeah.
a little bit. I believe so. Now I don't remember last time I had one. I don't eat sweets. Like
Yeah.
it's not something
I do this
very
time of
often.
year. I've been eating like so much garbage. It's
Yeah.
just around.
I'm
but,
waiting. I go to my Pookie's place on Christmas.
But I would
that's
almost
when all the
always-
candy happens.
rather indulge in savory. Than
Oh, yeah,
sweet.
for
Like,
sure.
yeah.
Just like a pound of bacon.
Or like
Yeah.
buffalo wings.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
like, yeah,
yeah.
do we have this rich chocolate cake or gross gas station buffalo wings? I'm like,
You're like,
yeah,
yeah, hell
I want
yeah,
the
I'm going
wings.
to the gas station.
How long have those
Sir.
been on the burner for? 8 hours.
They're covered
that's
in
fine.
Frank's Red Hot sauce that you melted butter in, though, right?
Yeah.
We
Yes,
actually
so-
dropped 5 of them in the trash can. Yeah, I don't care.
I just wipe them off real quick. Yeah, no, I like Heath, and then Kit Kats are always something
Oh,
that
yeah.
I really,
Yeah.
I feel like are always
They have a good
crunch.
crunch.
classic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
classic.
I feel like they're good. I'm not once again not a big candy person, but Halloween times obviously.
Yeah, basically
Just like
Halloween
Christmas.
till the start of the year. It's just
Yeah.
like garbage in my mouth
Yeah.
all the time.
And in the spring, it's
Exactly.
just like, what has happened to me?
Yeah,
oh,
you're like,
look,
what
I'm
am I-
diabetic.
Yeah. Oh man, there goes my foot. Fuck.
Can't wait till next year.
Oh, we all took a drink at the exact same
I
time.
like
Let me
that.
fill this beer.
So
connection.
with the necco wafer
Yes.
itself, I just don't like. Do people eat them a lot? Like, what's the like? Do you use them for baking? Is that what their primary thing is?
No, like they started as just like I think they're kind of like the Smartie of like
Okay.
like that's kind of where the Smartie got kicked off
Gotcha.
because they're just like if you see in this image, this horrifying image,
Yeah. I want to see this old timey.
just like
Also, this is such old school advertising where they're just
Oh,
like,
man, like,
you can
I-
put any words on here.
Yeah.
I was picturing more of a biscuit. I actually just Googled what they are, and they look kind of like
Can
a
you show me a
little
picture of it?
bigger Mentos.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Yeah.
haven't had
or like a
Mentos in forever.
very thin Tums.
Oh, Okay, so I have seen those. I lied.
It's a hey, here's for you candy fans, the
For all you candy fans.
all you
out
candy
there.
fans, buckle in. If you're a fan of the delicious candy hearts made by the same company. So,
Ooh.
Oh, do they taste just
So
like
they really,
Yes,
so
they
they really
do.
just like chalky products.
So it's
That's
like
basically what
teachers
it is.
could use necco wafers and candy hearts to write on the chalkboard if
Jeez.
they're out.
I don't
it's-
even like those either.
No.
I liked.
Apparently, they gave up on lime because they couldn't keep making a green color with natural coloring. Yeah.
So they just gave up.
Make it wintergreen.
They're like, fuck it.
Make it mint.
I will admit that Sweet Tarts started making the candy hearts themselves.
Those-
They're way better.
Those are
than
delicious
the chalky
because they're
horse shit.
yeah. Why like when you see a candy heart, you would think like oh sweetheart. But
Yeah.
no, it's awful.
It might literally be calcium carbonate covered in a
It
little
could
bit
be,
of sugar.
yeah, it's-
That makes sense. I mean,
Just like gritty and anything a kid would want in a piece of candy. Just grit and no taste.
resistance.
But the colors.
Yeah, but the
The
colors.
colors.
Oh wow, Technicolor.
I sold it as love.
So when did you? Where was the last place that you saw the Necco wafer then?
Actually, at Heinen's, they kind
Okay.
of kickstarted the whole thing. Because I would see them like in Walgreens. They're like literally the bottom shelf. They're just like
There's
we
like
have to sell
one
them,
old
I guess.
person that gets
Probably
it. They're like,
oh,
fucking
here it is.
Margaret comes in and it's like, we gotta have him for
Oh,
Margaret.
she's going to the Necco wafers.
Yeah, what a bitch.
Why aren't these on the top shelf? Okay, Margaret. But yeah, they still sell them. I think they're like we were saying, they're the first candy, so they have to be around. You know?
Yeah. So they
I don't-
have to be around.
Like they have to like maybe they set the bar for better candy. They're just like
yeah, I mean that's always good. I mean, first place is some things have to be winners. Some things have to be losers. I totally get it.
yeah.
Oh my god. So who are they for? What are they?
So as mentioned, I guess they started out as
Was like kids.
Yeah, kids, and then the kiddies feast the fairy food, as this advertisement says, and then they just went into the war because they were just very basically
It doesn't go bad.
Yeah,
You
it
could
doesn't go
have it in your
bad.
pack
So it's like,
forever.
hey, oh man, I'm thinking of home. I'm thinking of that burger my wife could make, and then it's like, oh, here's a Necco wafer. I'm like, all right.
All right. Well,
I had these at home too.
I love cinnamon.
Yeah, it's so good. This will keep me away.
Cinnamon and lime mixed together.
Oh god, what a combination
Yeah,
for the
it's-
masses.
So I'm
Something that's uniquely clove flavored. That sounds pretty disgusting.
delicious candy.
Ooh. It
Man,
is
I
a-
overdid the clove on these hot butter bourbons, and it's just like too much.
Oh, yeah, so
clove
please,
is too strong.
please explain
Yeah,
what
it is
we're
very
what we're drinking because it tastes amazing, but I don't know anything that's in it besides probably the bourbon.
It was 4-1 apple cider to
I
bourbon,
taste the apple.
and I
Okay.
did bullet bourbon. I melted a tablespoon of butter per cup,
Okay.
and then I added cinnamon, pumpkin spice, ground up some whole clove, threw that in there, and I think I did too much of that, and then nutmeg.
I don't think you put too much.
No, I don't
clove in.
think it tastes
it's-
like a slice of apple pie because I
Yeah.
instantly got the apple. It's delicious.
Yeah. So that's what I did right when I got home. I was like, I'm feeling it. People are coming over.
I
so
like
I
it.
made,
I'm gonna have to
Thank you,
start
sir.
making. We're always gonna do podcasts over here if we're gonna make drinks like this. You just set yourself up for a bunch of work. So
Can I just come back for the drinks? I won't be
yeah. Like, oh, we also have Josh here. He doesn't want to be on mic, but he just really just wanted more of this apple cider, lovely clove alcoholic beverage.
Listen to my slurps.
So any closing remarks when we're talking about the Necco wafer? I feel like you could do an animation about Necco wafer, and it's just
Yeah.
you beating up the person who invented Necco wafers.
Who invented Necco wafers?
I'm sad. I always just thought it was like, I guess because I'm a secret weeaboo. I guess not that secret. I always
Yeah.
assumed it was like a cat wafer and it was a Japanese thing.
It could be. It could
It's
be,
not though.
It's like dog food, but it's like they're colorful enough. Give them to the kids.
That's fine.
Yeah.
The parents won't be pissed. It's fine.
So closing remark on the Necco wafer: if you're offered something else, take that.
Okay.
So.
I think I might go get Necco wafers.
Watch you just absolutely love it, but when you're around me, you're like, yeah, Necco wafer's bad, and you're just like nibbling on it.
If I was a good podcast host, I would have went to the store and got them before
Oh, I
the
should've brought
podcast.
some. I
I
should've brought
totally
some.
forgot that would have been a thing.
Why is there chalk on your fingertips? You have been eating
You
them.
don't ask questions.
all.
Don't
I
ask
do have
questions.
some Tums. I could pull those
It's
out.
the same
Basically
thing.
the same thing.
Did you guys ever do that thing with the Smarties where you would crush up the Smarties, and if you crush them upright in the container, it looks like you're like smoking them? Do you guys know that?
I don't
No,
know. what you're
I
talking
don't.
I must
about.
hang out with a bunch of sixth graders, so you can.
You do
apparently-
talk about 12-year-olds a lot. How
Hey.
old are you in 6th grade? Does that
Is
match
that 12?
up?
Oh,
Does that line up?
shit.
That might be.
Shit. After all these years, we figured out Kyle's secret. I hang out with smaller kids.
You've been smoking too much
I've been
Smarties.
smoking smart.
I
used to know this kid who used to snort pixie sticks.
Yep.
That's where I thought you were going with it. Like you
Oh,
crush
no.
up the Smarties, you cut it like Coke.
You cut it. It's like I got this fat rail of Smarties.
Fucking Mrs. Anderson in English. Need that Smartie.
What a loser! I can't.
God damn it.
I
Can't
can't
deal
do
with
Moby
this.
Dick in the 6th grade. It's
kidding
garbage.
me?
But yeah, so you used to be able to like crush Smarties in the container, and you used to be able to like puff it like a cigarette, and it would like the smoke would come out because of the chalkiness to it. I don't know. I guess it made kids look cool. I don't. I feel like it's just a waste of Smarties because I like Smarties. I like sour stuff. So
Yeah.
That's
They
the
did
way
make a
to go.
sour Smarties. So.
Ooh, I might have to look. I have to go on a candy
Little,
binge for
little
Christmas.
BA Sweeties field trip.
My own Christmas spectacular. James, do you want to talk about your problem?
Sure. We could probably knock this out real quick.
I like it. We don't have to knock it out. We got time.
Talked about necco wafers
Let's
for
play.
20 minutes.
Let's play
So,
in the space.
my problem is bottled water.
Okay. Explain to the folks at home what bottled water is.
It is water that, like, companies, oftentimes like Coca-Cola, under the guise of Dasani, just basically take tap water, stick it in a plastic bottle, and sell it to you for, like, over $1 a piece at the grocery store or the gas station.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my problem is, one, that's, like, absolutely stupid.
Yeah,
And why
okay.
that ever
Bananas.
took off was insane. But basically, it's just creating, like, a huge amount of garbage.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like plastic and
Plastic all over the place. and
So
whatnot.
a bottle, like the plastic bottle, takes about over 1,000 years to degrade.
Hell
So if
yeah,
it ends
good
up in a
job.
landfill, it's there for 1,000 years.
Gross.
And about 1 in 5 get recycled. So the other 4 in 5 of bottled waters that are drank are sitting in landfills right now, just taking up
Hell
space.
yeah,
that's
bro. Do it.
insane.
Yeah. So right now, our landfills are overflowing with 2 million tons of discarded water bottles.
Okay.
And the rest of it, I guess, is in the ocean, showing up on remote islands somewhere. It's
We're
just-
making our own water bottle islands. It's perfect.
Yeah.
We're creating
So-
land and jobs. I don't see the problem here.
It takes 1.5 million barrels of oil to, like, meet the demand of U.S. water bottle manufacturing.
Really?
Yeah. So it's like more than we're using to power 100,000 people's, like, demands for everything else. It's like that much to just make water bottle a year.
Jesus. Okay.
And it basically, because of the process, I'm saying the word basically too much in this segment, and I apologize
Basically,
for that.
it's okay. I'll just say in any capacity, and then we'll be
In
fine.
some
Just dub it
capacity.
In some capacity, yeah.
And then just the process of actually filling the water bottle, you have to, sterilize whatever. It takes 3 liters of water to make 1 liter of water in the final bottle. Just
That
'cause-
doesn't
yeah.
seem right.
So
That seems a little
and then-
off on the numbers.
yeah. So it's just a giant, horrible, wasteful process that also is, even if you're completely selfish and don't give a shit about the planet or the future, like, you're spending way too much on water. You're spending
Yeah.
about 1,000 times more on water if you're buying bottled water than just, like, filling it out of the sink.
Yes. I can see in my eyesight your kitchen, and I see many thermoses and coffee cups and cups that you can, travel mugs that you can use for water. I'm assuming
Right.
you use a lot of those then.
And actually, while we were recording, someone from work texted me that, hey, you left your water bottle in my office. So I have one at work.
Gotcha. I like it.
So just buy a water bottle,
Yeah.
or, like, just use a cup. Like,
I think that's the thing too. It's like if somebody were given a glass of like tap water, and then if somebody put that same tap water in a bottled water, they'd be like, "Oh, this bottled water is better." It's like no, it's like the same
It's
thing.
a-
You're
yeah.
yeah, I had it when I was looking earlier. I didn't take enough notes. I made bourbon instead.
No,
but it was
and-
around
and I
50.
feel like we appreciate
Yes.
that. That's
Thank you.
the smart answer, James.
But about 50% of all bottled water is just filled as tap. It's just from
Right.
tap water.
Okay.
So, like,
But it's in a, like you said, it's in a fancy package. Like,
Yeah.
ooh, bottled water. That's nice.
necco wafer voice for
necco
my
wafer.
bottled water.
Washing on that necco wafer with bottled water.
Get that cinnamon flavor out of your mouth with some bottled water.
Bottled cinnamon water.
Bottled cinnamon. So I used to be one of those people who bought a lot of bottled water.
Yeah, college for sure.
I used to buy it by the case a lot. When I lived with my parents, I lived in the basement, and the basement did not have a kitchen and a sink of that capacity. I had like a bathroom sink, but I just felt like the water tasted a little off from being in the basement.
Yeah.
So I bought cases of water to drink out of. And I would drink half of them and throw them out like an asshole. But now I'm getting better at having just... I feel like nowadays the fad of bottled water is gone, and now it's like all about getting personalized mugs.
Right.
It's like a mug. We're a mug culture now.
I hope this is less of an impact on the environment, but I am notorious about just leaving half-drunk glasses of water around where I live.
Which is
Yeah.
better for the
Oh
absolutely
yeah.
is.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I've been known to leave like a glass of water like next to my bed, and then like 2 days later I'll drink that same water. That's
Oh,
fine.
I don't. It's like dust.
I
I,
don't-
feel like
Oh,
it's
that's
dust.
fine.
water.
That dust makes
That's
you grow hair
It's a
on your
little-
chest.
yeah, a little
and-
film
Oh, I
of
knew.
dust.
How do I get rid of the
And
hair
have
on my
a good
chest? Like,
time.
maybe that's my problem. Yeah.
I will read you. I'm sorry. I don't look at my phone unless I was going to pulling something up that was interesting. But I do trivia, and one of the trivia questions I had recently was about bottled water. So I'm going to read you this trivia question right now. I hope my boss doesn't hear me. I think this might be illegal. What bottled water company used the line, "Because it's not bottled in Cleveland," in a 2006 advertising campaign, only for the city of Cleveland to prove that their tap water contains less arsenic per liter than the bottled water brand?
Dear Lord.
Is it a brand I would have heard of
Yeah.
at Deer Park?
No.
Is it Aquafina?
Nope.
I don't know that.
Dasani?
No.
I'm just gonna name a bunch.
I
of
feel like
water.
there's no benefit. We've all taken a
that's fine.
shot.
Is it
so.
Pierre or what is that?
No, it's Fiji.
Fiji.
That was a marketing campaign, and just I found that to be most interesting. That
That's-
they talk shit, and Cleveland's like, "Get him,
Yeah.
we're going in," you know.
Fiji.
So I know we're like from Cleveland. This is a bias. Like people love to shit on us because like, hey, we were steel, but we're also
Yeah.
like are pretty sweet right now. Is
Oh,
like
absolutely. Yeah.
We're a
good
food
price
city
of living,
now.
great food. And I think a lot of the horrible stigma that's still here is because our NFL team is just the worst.
Oh boy.
I saw that stat. It was there have been 3 Star Wars
Yeah.
movies released in the
Yeah.
last one Browns win. Like,
There was just no point.
yeah.
That is beyond. It's depressing. Everything else we do, and the Indians do really well.
Cavs.
The Cavs
Yeah.
do well. Our
I mean,
hockey
our-
Monsters,
team,
I think,
yeah,
do better
do pretty
than-
well. But some about these Browns, it's like
And our weather kind of sucks compared to a lot of places in the
Right.
country.
that is
Yeah.
true. It was pretty
Just
cold this
seasonal
week.
depression. That's why. That's why we're losing, guys.
But that's
okay?
why we're
Yeah.
such a food. Because what do you
right.
do?
Yeah.
I'm depressed. It's cold outside. Let's go eat
So
great. Let's just
whatever.
eat well.
Let's just keep eating until we can't think about the Browns anymore, and that's why the bars are making such a good comeback around here.
It all makes sense.
Exactly. It's
Come to
all
Cleveland.
it's all just a looping factor. But yeah, no, I don't remember the last time I bought a bottle of water unless it was like at a movie theater maybe, and like that
Yeah.
already gouges you with prices. But it's
Yeah.
like I'm not gonna come out every 20 minutes and get a sip of water from the fountain.
Because that's where they get you. They know you're like, obviously we're not camels. We have to we need water. You're like, oh yeah, I'm not gonna go to the bathroom and slip it out.
Exactly. So it's like, so now like I have a girlfriend, so I'm like, cool, put this in your purse,
Mm-hmm.
and like don't even look at anyone in the eye, they'll know. But also the employees of the movie theater also don't care.
Yeah,
As,
they
I mean,
do not.
working in a movie theater for over 7 years, I don't give a shit.
I've been re-listening to Cool Games Inc. and one of their game submissions was like you have to smuggle stuff into the movie theater food. And
Oh,
like,
yes.
level
It was
one
like
is
a
just
Subway.
like a banana and during a winter coat, but by the end of it, it's like all you have
Like
on is
Hot
a pair
Wings.
of boxer shorts, and it's like a full like 4-course meal. Like
Seeing your trench coat hanging from
Yeah.
side to side.
I don't know if I told the story on the podcast or not, but I distinctly remember one. So I used to work box office, so you pay us money, we give you the tickets. I was that guy. So one time, someone walked in, bought tickets, and then put a big bag of Taco Bell on the counter in front of me, and I didn't bring my lunch in that day. So I said, normally I'm not allowed to let you in with this, but I said, if you give me 2 of your tacos, I will let
hustled
you.
them for tacos?
I hustled them. And guess what? Didn't have to go get lunch that day. I got 2 tacos from
So
that
it's a
guy.
win-win.
It's a win-win. He didn't talk about it. He thought it was funny. He thought I was joking. And I'm like, no, I'll literally make you eat this
Sir,
in the lobby. Don't
give
be
me
a
this.
dick. I want just 2 soft
this
tacos,
might be
man.
a form of extortion, but I think when Taco Bell's involved, there's like a
it's-
loophole.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's some it's underground dealing.
Also, I kind of like to imagine you forcing him to eat, like you find the pack of cigarettes in your son's. I want you to smoke all this. I want you to eat all this.
You
You
Yeah.
have to
Yeah.
eat all the tacos.
Eat
For
all
your
these,
movie.
eat all these fucking tortillas. You must look at me in the eye. And he's got like the remnants of like lettuce. I make him eat all the lettuce off of it.
Oh,
off
I gotta
of
get the
pack.
nachos del grande.
Hey,
Oh,
I
damn it.
see some unused sauce packets there. And he's just like,
I said everything,
Oh,
sir.
he starts doing shots of the hot sauce. That's beautiful. I wish I would have done that. I wish I would have cared less about my job to make him do bullshit like that. That'd have been amazing. But yes, we used to sell bottled water there to make a full circle, and it was like $6.50 for
Yeah.
like a liter of water.
but
which
that's
is-
how movie theaters stay in business.
This is
though,
also
Yeah.
true.
Because
Yeah.
it's like,
they don't make any
hey.
money off the ticket sales. That's for renting the movie.
Right.
They make money off the concession. So I don't know. I don't work in that business anymore. I don't know how they're thriving, but
I think they're not. From
No.
what
Yeah,
I
I
know.
don't. I think
they're
hurting.
slowly dying. I think Star Wars and superhero movies are keeping them
Oh,
afloat.
absolutely.
That's
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
And I'm very excited to go see Star Wars. Not very excited. I just want to go see a movie. I'm not gonna come in super hot on it, but I like the last ones. They're cool. I don't count Rogue One in that, so
No, I didn't like Rogue One. I know other people seem to.
it was fine. It
Yeah, it was
wasn't
fine.
great. It wasn't amazing.
And then, like, The Force Awakens was good, but because it was a soft reboot of A New Hope.
Exactly,
Like, they did a
yeah.
good job. The characters were good,
Right.
but
It was just
like,
the nostalgia. The
Yeah.
nostalgia they were banking on.
that's
that.
why I'm nervous about this one. I've heard nothing about it, but it's
Yeah,
like
no
you
spoilers.
you have to. They're gonna have to write a good story, and
Yeah.
I just don't know if the like factory machine is capable of that.
I
We'll see.
honestly, to say
Yeah.
this, I honestly thought it was satisfying. As,
Okay.
Like watching it, but not enough pod racing. That's all I'm gonna say.
no.
God, I just want pod. Wait, are you? No, maybe spoilers. Do they pod race in this movie?
God, I wish. No,
Is
no,
my
no.
second question? Is there Watto? That's all I want. I want a side.
Little Annie.
I hope.
So
this-
I want to see the spin-off movie where like
Please
a
just tell me
Sith
of Watto.
realizes that like Watto is immune to the Jedi mind.
Yeah,
trick.
right. Where's his origin
and then it's
story?
and then it's a Watto spy flick.
Yeah,
and
so
he,
it's like-
infiltrates.
Yeah, that's exactly what I had in mind. It's just like Watto on this like deep evil Sith mission to just destroy the Jedi.
Well, okay.
Take you down, Jedi.
So what would you guys call the movie then? Star Wars like Watto mission or Mission Watto?
Operation Watto.
Operation Watto. I like that. Would you have a different one for that?
I feel like I'm dancing around something in my head, but I don't got it.
Okay, you can come back to it. That's fine. We still have more
Or something
podcasting
like
to do.
Star Wars. What are you doing? Or like, what are you doing?
I was trying to work something
Sounds
like that
like a
into
plan,
it,
yeah.
like the Ital job. I don't know.
It's one of those things that, like, on paper, it just, I mean, in any form, it sounds ridiculous, but you know people are going to be like, oh, okay, I'll go see it.
That's fine. Yeah.
It says Star Wars. I
Fine,
don't
I'll go
care.
see it.
I mean, he's a ridiculously like racist caricature
Yes.
of Jewish people, but
Yes.
like, boy, is that guy funny sometimes.
woo.
Woo!
Oh,
Immune. I want to see him. Maybe he gets into pod racing. He's like trying to win. Maybe it's like he's like trying to get all of his money back and like has to go into like the underground pod racing community.
We can write this movie.
I like this. I'm gonna.
No, that's how like I don't know when we would say it. Would Palpatine still be alive? Would he be the bad guy? Would this
Yeah.
happen
Oh,
during the
yeah.
prequels?
Oh.
And so like
behind, yeah.
so
yeah,
you
yeah.
find Watto after the event of the first one.
That was the one.
The Phantom Menace.
Yeah.
And then so he's like broken because he lost everything in his horrible pod racing betting.
Yeah.
And then so
feel like
Palpatine
he's done
shows up,
some
like,
bad
I have a way
things."
for you to make some money. Like,
I would go see that twice automatically.
Can we please, like, on the side, just like talk about this movie? And
That's
just like,
fine.
it's just like a 2-hour podcast.
If you would like to animate that, I will write
Absolutely.
the script in a day.
Absolutely, yes,
I will
please.
write a whole 2-hour movie
Yes,
with
yes,
backstory
gimme.
of Watto. You know, we even Shmi Skywalker would be there. She'll have another role. That'll
and then
be
like we don't
great.
have to do this, but if we could somehow tie it into this is how the Emperor's plan worked in the real Star Wars.
Does
first trilogy.
Watto end up
Like-
being Snoke?
Yeah,
At the end of it?
right.
Yeah.
Or he like runs some kind of empire. We don't.
Or
maybe he
like
has his own
he's the
planet.
guy who trained Snoke or some shit like
Oh
that.
my
yeah.
god!
man.
And his final thing was to finally kill Watto because he's old enough. He's
Yeah.
like, I passed
He's
on.
old enough.
He's old
He
enough.
becomes
It's-
a Force ghost.
Yeah.
Watto.
He like cuts his wings off and he's just on the ground like
just like wiggling. He's like half like what hippo and half like fly. I don't know
Nice.
what.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
an anteater or some sort.
Anteater.
he's,
There
yeah,
you
he's got the
go.
little I mean he's
Yeah. I
like
know why I
kind of
said
an
hippo.
elephant dragonfly.
There
Like,
we go. I don't know why I said hippo.
Dragonfly, yes. Compared to this movie, for The Last Jedi was garbage. Compared to the
I
one
know,
we were
yeah.
talking
Let's
about.
say, do you really want to give your honest review of this movie now? Because it seems like we just wrote a better movie in about 10 minutes, and it's all about Watto. And now I'm
the
just trying to think of
Italian job. I don't know.
anyone that's good at Photoshop and wants to put Watto in film posters, I would greatly appreciate it. And we'll post it on our Instagram and Facebook page. So you just want to email me at thepluckingpetalspodcast@gmail.com with all, you know what? I'm going to, next episode, because it's our like episode, I'm going to see if I can find a Watto fan fiction.
Bring it in. We
Oh,
can-
it has to
So-
be. It has to be.
This
there
is this
somewhere.
is now my life, and he just goes. He does that a lot. And he always rolls dice. There's got to be something with the dice.
Yes,
That's to be like from the bones of his parents or some shit. And like,
Well,
hit-
but I noticed that for the thing, he had blue and red. It was 3 and 3. Does he have just like a bunch of different sets? Like,
Yeah.
puts us D&D players to shame. Like, he's got like, what do you need? Do you want to roll for 2s, 3s? I got everything.
You like walk into, he like comes into his house and there's just a whole wall of just different dye and different color and shapes, and that's just what he likes to do, is just hang out. He's a dice maker at the end of the day. In his heart, he's always wanted to be a dice maker. Maybe he's a slave owner and a pod racer guy. I don't know what he does.
I think he's like, he wasn't the owner of the junkyard or whatever.
Yeah, he was a junkyard owner, but he really just wants to make some dye.
Maybe he sold the dye to Han Solo.
Okay.
Because didn't he win in like a game of like dye with
Game of
Lando?
yeah.
I think
Wasn't
it was
dice
cards.
or something? Or dye? Oh, maybe it was cards.
Okay, gotcha.
Because I remember there was something, I think, the whatever species Jabba the Hutt is, and I don't know why this is in my brain.
Yeah,
Can
but it
see,
is now.
Can see UV, and so he cheated. Like, they lost Millennium Falcon because someone had in UV on the back of the cards what they were.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Oh, I know that. I don't remember that at all. That's fine.
I don't think it's in the movies. I think this is something someone told me, and it just stuck. And
Yeah.
It's like, cool. Like,
You're like, all right.
Yeah.
That happened.
It's fine. It's okay. Well, I think it's time that we help some good people on the WikiHow. I had sent
these
you
are the sixth graders
my,
you're
you
hanging out
mean
with.
my friends,
Yeah.
My
Ethan
best
and
friends.
Braden. Yes.
Braden.
Shout out to Braden, hanging out with that cool skateboard buddy. So I had found the article of how to get anime eyes, and there's some great tips. One of the tips is like just putting a spoon on your eyes.
That is the best tip.
It is the most insane thing, and I only bring that up because it's the first question of the Q&A, community Q&A, is: are children allowed to use the teaspoon method? I don't know. Do we put an age restriction on getting
What?
anime
Can you
eyes?
explain what the teaspoon method is?
Here, I will just I will just read it because it's just like a quick 2, 3 sentence. This last tip is: tighten your eyes with teaspoons. Keep 2 teaspoons in the refrigerator or a cold cellar for 20 to 30 minutes. Put the bowl of the spoons over your eyes until the spoons have warmed up. This pulls the skin around your eyes tight, temporarily making you look wide-eyed.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
So someone got paid to write that and was like, "This is good. This is my paycheck."
I love the drawing too. Of
It's
just, like,
yeah.
the
Here,
teas-
it looks like someone's just wearing like really
Yeah.
shitty goggles.
There's a subreddit, I think it's called like Disney Vacation or something, that is
Okay.
just WikiHow pictures.
Oh my god!
And like them with like ridiculous captions. So there
Why
was
don't
just
we know
one of
about
like
this?
a white kid and a black kid, and it was like that reaction when your friend tells you you're black, and it's just like the two of them in a mirror, and it's just
oh my god,
so weird.
Something about these pictures that they make are like so weirdly drawn, and like
Yeah,
the
it's like
colors and like palettes
gradient
they use.
and-
Yeah,
it's
it's always a little off. So what I'm trying to ask is there an age limit to this teaspoon method?
I don't know, man.
I don't. You know,
Just be yourself.
yeah, yeah.
Just
If
get
you
a
have
hobby.
yeah.
Maybe not anime then, if this is what the route you're going.
Right. I just like one thing. I just like how that WikiHow kind of started normally, like just like a normal like makeup, and then they're like, okay, now teaspoons.
Yeah, they're like,
what?
well, we have
Took a
to
turn.
we have to hit 6. So, is there another method I could use to make my eyes look bigger? I mean, you can get like the crazy Coke bottle glasses. And
True,
make
yeah.
them, like you look like Bubbles from Trailer Park Boys. How else
He
do you
said
make
he
your
like
eyes bigger?
can't see shit when
Oh
they're
yeah,
filming.
I can imagine. I can imagine. How else do you guys make your eyes bigger?
Just like
Do you
open
practice?
them really wide, maybe.
I'm like trying to think of just tape.
Yeah, if
Tape.
you like tape above like your
I'm
eyebrows.
just thinking of a Clockwork Orange.
Yeah, with the-
he's got his eyes propped
Yeah.
open with like the metal utensils.
I will
on.
definitely tell the kid to get some Clockwork Orange in.
Watch Clockwork Orange. fellow
How
kid.
long do I have to leave the teaspoons on my eyes?
As long
I mean,
as
it depends on how many anime eyes you want, I
If
guess.
you if you start feeling stupid, then maybe take them off.
Ooh, so
and
right
look
away,
at yourself in the mirror.
You've made
like,
bad
wait a
life
second.
choices.
call your parents.
Where am I right now?
Where
Nope,
am I?
this
What
isn't
am I
right.
doing?
Try again.
I can't wear makeup. What can I do?
Why
You don't
can't
you
wear
don't need makeup. You don't need makeup.
You don't need it. You're beautiful,
You're
on the
beautiful.
inside. You don't need it. It's fine.
etc. etc.
This is probably one of my favorite questions. Why do I get bullied for wearing it?
Oh man.
Well,
I mean, you're probably also that kid that like Naruto runs everywhere at school.
Yeah,
like, just the
that's
arms
true.
behind your back.
That's
I'm not
true.
saying that kids should get bullied.
No.
But sometimes
Well, if
someone
you-
just needs to tell you not to do something.
If you show up with teaspoons on your eyes, if you show up with teaspoons on your eyes, then no. You shouldn't be doing that.
No, that's dangerous for everyone involved.
Yeah.
Like, that's super dumb. Can I make my eyes big permanently?
I do think there's actually in Japan plastic surgery
I
that
think
a
they, like,
lot of
they,
the
like,
actresses
they like pop
get.
your eyes
Yeah,
out or
yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Gross.
Just scoop your eye out. Just
Ugh.
bigger
Put in like big fake ones.
yeah, there you go. Like big fake googly eyes.
Yeah.
I just want to keep doing like peace signs over and over again.
Yeah.
Do I have to add contacts to make my eyes bigger, or can I use white and black eyeliner? I have hazel eyes, so color won't be a problem for what I am looking for.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't know
Yep.
anything about. I feel like this is makeup corner, and we're not doing so hot. The same question from earlier. What's a good place to buy colored contacts? The black market, the flea market, Cleveland
flea
Flea.
market.
Cleveland
Yeah,
Flea.
you get like 2-for-1 deal.
Yeah.
Just
But I don't
use
know why you need a
contacts.
third contact, like 2 for 1.
Yeah,
third
yeah,
eye.
it's
You
true,
don't know.
yeah,
you're right,
Maybe
two
you
for
know,
one.
maybe
You can
one
swap it
gets
out.
ripped. Yeah.
That's how you get pink eye, kids.
Conjunctivitis.
And last one. What if I want to wear contacts but I'm not allowed to? Be assertive.
Yeah,
I mean, you're
just
not
do it.
allowed to.
Tell your parents that listen. I'm going to be Naruto. Is that a
I'm almost
No.
positive that's
yeah,
right.
that's about right. Yeah.
Naruto?
Oh, I don't know pronunciation, but it is.
Yeah, that was Naruto.
But that's an actual character. That's
Yeah.
not just
Right.
the title of the thing.
There's like 700 episodes of it. He wears an orange jumpsuit, and I think he has a fox inside of him.
I mean,
I haven't
that's
seen the
fine.
show.
That's plot development, if anything. So just tell your parents you're like,
Hey, this is me
"Listen,
now.
Yeah.
This is me.
Listen, David or Dad, as I would normally call you.
You're not my father.
You put a chair backwards and you sit on it. And you're like, let's talk straight for a minute.
Light up a cigarette,
Light up
maybe?
a cigarette.
Yeah.
You're like, Tommy, you're in the 6th grade. And you're like, I want to be Naruto. Leave me alone. This is my perfect life. I'm better this way.
I'll take my pizza rolls upstairs.
I will don't microwave them this time, asshole. I'm watching you.
Oh my God.
No. The crispy.
Not to come back to it, but do you remember the Mabim Bam where he was like writing on the dog?
Oh my God.
Fuck you, Ron.
That's my
Like-
favorite. So we keep referencing this podcast. We're like, I apologize. It's called My Brother and Me, and it's an advice show for the modern era, and they do
Which they
these-
say modern some of the
Yeah.
time, but
But other
not
times
all
they
of the
don't.
time, which makes me think that legitimately Justin just fucks it up about half of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. But there was one,
you
they
can
answer
split it.
Yahoo Answer questions, and one was this kid like didn't like his stepdad, so he would like write on their dog with marker like
because he was grounded.
I
He-
hate
what?
you, Ron.
Yeah. Fuck you, Ron.
Yeah.
You're a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Because
Just
he's,
the front and back. You're a
I
piece
think
of
the
shit.
question was like he was trying to get messages to him,
Yeah.
but he wasn't allowed to leave his room.
Instead of by Raven. Just
So he was just
right on the
drawing. He
dog.
was drawing
Just
on the
writing
dog.
it
He's
on
like,
That's
"Fuck you, Ron. I
It's
would
like,
like macaroni
Fuck
and cheese."
you, Ron. Flip over dog.
Yeah.
You're a piece of shit.
The
Yeah,
other
you're
side.
because
I
she's
want
the
mac
other
and cheese
side.
for dinner.
Yeah, grilled cheese sounds great though.
Yeah.
I'm finished with my homework now. Also, fuck you, Ron. I miss my real dad.
Oh, that's amazing.
Anyways, I think those anime eyes. I would like to get some anime. I'm sure you
Yeah.
can see a little better.
See, but why would you want anime eyes when anime hair is where it's at? It's just like
That is
shooting
true.
off in
Spiky,
all
yeah.
directions and is like colors unheard of.
Oh, that sounds beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So let's talk about my problem. How about that? I'm not good with segues. That's fine. So my girlfriend moved in this past weekend.
Disgusting.
I
You're
know,
admitting
right?
to sin in a public forum.
I know, that's
How
fine.
dare you,
Hello,
sir.
Mom and Dad.
That is not the Necco way for life.
that is not the what is it? The fairy fiend.
Yeah.
The fairy Kitty's feast of fairy food. That is
Yeah,
not the
man.
fairy
That
way.
was gonna be the title of the episode until we found a Watto Star Wars title. So, what would Watto do? Anyways, so my girlfriend moved in, and it's very great. I'm very excited. That's all good and grand.
This kind of sounds like the start of a call for or cry for help.
I know, but please help me. I mean,
dying.
I
Hey
feel
Kyle,
like
what are
it's like-
those bruises?
I fell, I said.
Why do you keep? I keep falling on the stairs. Kyle, you live in a ranch. What are you doing? So I found out by we're like putting her stuff in, we're rearranging stuff and whatnot, and I'm finding like stuff that I've kept for a while and I haven't thrown out for no reason other than the fact that like it's like a mini hoarder in me. Like maybe one day I'll need this. Like I have like Sennheiser headphones that like half of them work, and I'm like, one day I'll get these fixed and order the new other pair.
Or one of
Like,
the hearing in one of my ears. Will
yeah,
go
like
out.
what if I want to be a DJ on one side? Like it'll be perfect. So I just like I found a bunch of stuff that like I don't need and I just like threw away, and it's just like why am I keeping a bunch of dumb stuff that I don't need? I don't know. Do you
So
guys
what's
have this
the name
problem?
of your problem?
keeping
kind of
stuff-
hoarding.
Kind of hoarding.
Yeah, kind of hoarding or keeping
Kind of
stuff-
hoarding with Kyle.
Kind of hoarding with Kyle. Just keeping stuff longer than you need to
Yeah.
have it.
That definitely is more apparent when you're moving.
Yeah.
Just like when you're, like you said, like just boxes of like, why do I have this stuff? I probably have a shit ton of stuff in. We have like a little cubby hole at our place.
You're just like
and
shoving it
it's
in there.
stuff,
Like,
it's like
we'll get to
why-
it.
Yeah, we'll figure that out.
It's fine. We'll
Yeah.
set fire and we won't know what's in there, but it doesn't matter. I remember when I finally moved out of my parents' place, I had like a huge binder full of like DVDs that may or may not have been illegal. And they were about, I would say, 8 inches thick. So maybe about here for the non-podcast listeners that are in this room. And I just like held on to them forever. And I'm like, this is like when like streaming was really big and like downloading was great. And I'm like, why do I have DVDs of like Family Guy season 1 through 3? And then
I think I have Family Guy seasons
Yeah.
1 through 3.
Yeah.
On like burnt illegal.
yeah,
DVD.
exactly. Yeah, the DVD-Rs. Back when you could burn those and
In
whatnot.
like 128 resolution.
Oh.
It just, yeah.
Oh, that hurts. The pixels. The pixels. So yeah, no, I just like I found a bag of like Nerf guns the other day, and I'm like, I haven't used. They were supposed to be for her cat, so I can shoot stuff at the cat and be funny. And like the cat didn't care, so I'm like, well, this isn't fun if you don't care. Because why would I care if you don't?
Why do I keep these if you're not going to enjoy it?
Yeah,
cat?
like what? You're not even following them. You're not afraid of them. Who cares? So yeah, just like I started throwing stuff away or like reorganizing it to like downsize or sell, and I just can't. The clutter is like a weird thing that I'm trying to get better at.
Do you just have like a closet full of stuff, like just like past things that?
Some stuff, yeah, just like dumb like electronic stuff. Like I found a bunch of cords that I'm like stuff that I don't have stuff for anymore.
I feel like everybody has it, just like a tangle of
yeah.
wad of just cords of like this is probably goes
It
somewhere.
looks like a Tangela from Pokemon, but just like USB cords. Like it's garbage, and I don't need them. Like, why do I need a printer cable? I haven't printed something in my home in 6 years. It was like one day I may need this for the printer apocalypse.
You'll
like,
see.
It's a problem.
I feel like I mean, I'm not perfect by any means, but this is a problem I generally do not have.
That's awesome.
I have no problem just getting rid of stuff.
Yeah.
It has come up a lot where like, fuck, it would have been nice to have that. So I just
Yeah.
get another one or don't do that thing. But it's like, for the most part, I'm like, shit,
Yeah.
garbage, like, or Goodwill. Yeah.
Yeah, I need to get better at that.
Yeah, I'm moving a couple times now. I feel like I've gotten a little better at that, but like living in my parents' place, like I had stuff from like being like a teenager, and I'm like, why do I have this
Yeah.
tiki head? Why? Like, we got this at Cedar Point. You're being an asshole. You don't want to wear this fuzzy hat. No, you're not wear this in 15 years. We were like, maybe I'll write a sketch about it. Like, you're not writing a fucking sketch about it, asshole. So yeah, like when I was like younger, it was a bigger deal. But yeah, I just like find like little crevices full of like bullshit. Yeah. And yeah, I don't know. It's just so I know people have a bunch of hoarding problems, so I feel like I'm jumping on their problem a little bit. But like, it's a thing. Like we shouldn't waste, and
Yeah.
everything should be digital. Like I recently sold a bunch of my DVDs to the exchange because I'm like, I have everything online or downloaded already, or I burned it. I'm like, why do I need? I don't need all of this. I really don't. It's like taking up space for all my good video
Yeah, a
games.
lot of that. I just love the way that basically data, like digital data, has changed, and
Yeah.
it's just so like a thumb drive can hold like a terabyte now. It's insane
Oh, I know, right?
how like little you need to have, and then like Try not to think about the fact that the cloud is just someone else's computer, but the fact that you
Right.
can back everything up on
Yeah.
that and not even have any hard copies is great.
Yeah, exactly. I just thought it was an interesting thing. I don't know. I don't got too much. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, at least you don't have like a bunch of like news weeks and
That is true. I did
People
have
magazines.
I did have a newspaper one time of the Cleveland Plain Dealer when JFK was shot that I found at like a garage sale. I also stopped going to garage sales because I like buying dumb little shit.
right. Yeah.
So I
Little
stopped going to
trinkets.
garage sales at this point, which is good because I like buying dumb shit for $5. I think it's funny because I'm like, if I don't like it, I could just throw it away. It's $5. But like,
You're healing.
I know I'm trying. I'm
You're
trying.
making tremendous strides.
It hurts. Everything hurts. Can't handle it. Ugh. Please, if you guys see any bruises, it's not my girlfriend. I'm very clumsy. I fell twice on Friday, and then I fell, I think, yesterday too. The Wertzes are very clumsy people. On Friday, I was making burgers outside, and I had a burger on a plate, and I was walking inside it so it wasn't going to get cold outside, and I slipped on a thing of ice. I will say I used my entire body to save the burger, and the burger floated in air while I was trying to catch it with the plate. It landed perfectly on the plate, and I was very excited. And I walked inside, and I walked outside being all happy that I saved the burger because I didn't have enough for another one. And I slipped on the same ice patch again because I'm a fucking idiot. So this is
Nailed
my
it,
life.
yeah.
Hey, you know what? I can't.
So
walking
you
is
don't
hard.
deserve that burger.
Yeah, you're like, you know what, asshole? You were too smug about that one. So, yeah. All right, so let's talk about happy endings. Josh, our good friend
Yes.
James, not that James over there, another good friend of ours named James, wrote down a bunch of stuff in this lovely Ziploc container.
It's very wet, dirty.
It's really gross. So,
What the hell happened to that?
what do you mean? It's not super. It's just
This thing could
worn.
talk.
It says a lot of bad things. So our buddy James wrote down a bunch of bad things in there, and we had to find the silver lining in the thing that he wrote.
Okay.
So if you just want to pick one of those out for me, I would appreciate it. If you can't read his handwriting, don't worry. We'll all work through it because we're learning recently that a lot of these are very hard to read. Ooh, we got a long one too.
Ooh,
I'm
okay.
We
very
did not
excited.
learn that recently. We've known that for quite some time.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Okay.
You want to read that for us?
Yeah. People bitching about 2016.
You know, I would
He
say
wrote
it's
this
not
when we started the
topical.
podcast, like halfway through the podcast. So we're a little behind.
It is 2017 for
But I
anybody.
will say, like, you know, people did kind of like harp on 2016 for
Yeah.
being a pretty terrible year.
Yeah.
Just with like
And it's
deaths. And...
not like 2017 has been
No.
Any
all
better.
that much better.
There you go. This is a silver lining. At least
This is-
2017
Yeah.
is just as
Yeah,
bad.
now we found out that everyone with any kind of modicum of power is a horrible sex pervert. So
Hooray.
that
like,
happened.
It's like literally when I pick my head up, when I don't look at my phone, and then I look at my phone again, it's
Yeah.
like 3 people just
There-
got another fucking thing.
That's the thing
So-
too. Like if I read an article, like there'll be a picture of like Tom Hanks. I'm like, God, no, please no. And it's like Tom Hanks in a new movie. I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh God, thank God.
Not the Hanks.
I think the one that I was saddest about was Louis C.K.
Oh, absolutely.
That one,
Yeah,
that one felt really bad.
If I'm honest, I don't even know who the fuck Harvey. I mean, I've heard of the Weinstein Company, but I wouldn't
Yeah.
know who the hell he was.
Yeah.
But seeing a picture of him, I'm like, okay, yeah, that makes
Yeah,
sense.
you're like,
That-
no one
You're like
thought
a
of this
Frankenstein
beforehand.
Yeah,
monster.
right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
So, well, they did. They just couldn't say anything.
Yeah.
Exactly.
My big one right now too was Mario Batali.
Oh yeah, I did hear about
That one.
He just, I didn't.
crushed me.
His
for a
first
while.
Sweet Feast is actually the first time I ever like saw him.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie, I thought he kind of looked.
Yeah, he looks a little
a
skeevy.
little-
He looks a
creepy,
little
yeah.
ski. I'm
Yeah.
just like, man, he's like a really, he's just a non-fashion forward dad.
Wasn't there? I thought maybe I didn't read this headline or article right, but I read like a little blurb about it. But it said like he issued his apology,
Oh,
but there was
God,
like a
yep.
cinnamon roll recipe included with it.
So he like issued this apology the other day, and it was like, I'm very sorry, all this stuff, and then like at the end it said, P.S. Cinnamon rolls are a really good time to, like, this time of year is really good for cinnamon rolls, and it's like click here for the recipe or some shit. Like,
For all the women hurting and being betrayed, here's some cinnamon rolls.
You fucking
I feel better
asshole.
now.
It's better than doing nothing, I guess.
Yeah, that's true. You use that anger and use that sadness to make some wonderful cinnamon rolls that are probably my favorite. You know what? Let's grab one more because I
Sure,
feel like
sure.
that one was a little dated. I must admit. I'm glad you could read them. That's something that we learn when we do this podcast. We can't always read them. So
Okay, let's see if I can read this. Oh, there's another long
Did
one.
Carrie Fisher die this year or last year?
I think it was this year.
I think it was like early this year, wasn't it?
I wasn't sure.
Because they did like
believe
reshoots or
so.
something. I don't
Was it?
remember.
Maybe, yeah, I think it was like early this year. I want to
Okay.
say. Okay, this one. People who take shit too seriously and get pissed over nothing. I believe that word is. What's that? Is that nothing?
Is that nothing? That is
Over
that is a drunk nothing. So what is the silver lining of people getting upset over nothing? I don't know.
Maybe they're a catalyst to change for the better. Like
Yeah.
maybe it's something everyone just got so used to. Like everyone stubs their toe on this weird half step, and this dude just loses his shit over it, and they finally make it like a full step. Like
That is true. Change comes out for people who are very vocal, but also it's a good indicator where it's like maybe I don't want to hang out with that guy anymore if he's gonna do something like that.
It's like
a
true
good-
colors come out.
Yeah, his true colors come out, and I'm like, well, you're no longer invited to game night. That's you're done. You're no longer playing Munchkin with us.
it's like
That's
back when
fine.
I used to play Magic the Gathering. The rules were you had to untap your cards first and then draw a card, and there were always those motherfuckers that if you were like doing it at the same time, like your mana doesn't untap now. Pieces of shit. Oh.
See, and you didn't play with them again
No.
because they're
You
garbage.
flip the table and you're.
Yeah. Josh, let's
Yes.
talk about let's do some final plugs and whatnot. Let's talk about your animation
Okay.
and all that jazz, and
Well,
give us a good solid plug.
Sure, a little pluggy plug. So basically, I actually just launched my site. I guess that was like a month or two ago.
Okay.
So it's joshbelford.com, the BELFORD.
Okay.
And I have all my animations so far in there, some illustrations. I was at Genghis Khan here in Lakewood last month and sold some illustrations. Those will hopefully be up in the store soon. Also have a mini comic I created. Hopefully that'll make its way to the site as well. But yeah, that's about it. Just working on some Flash animations. Have a Gambit parody I've been working on.
Cool.
From X-Men. So everybody loves that X-Men.
Yeah, my favorite character is X-Man.
I love X-Man.
He's the best of the X's.
Of the man.
Of the mans.
Of the X's.
Of the mans.
So I have that coming up. So hopefully we'll have that up and running by the end of this year. So,
Okay.
Or if early into next year, 2018. So,
Gotcha.
Yeah, just keep your eyes peeled on that site.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
James, what are you into this week?
Rainbow Six Siege.
Okay.
I'm loving that game. I got it a week ago. I'm still absolutely terrible. Lizini people have been playing it for 2 years now, but I love it. I'm playing on my computer. You can find me at Baby Aspirin.
Okay. Or you're now Pollywood, so
Oh, but it's a Uplay thing. So I'm Pollywood on Steam, but my
Oh.
Uplay name is Baby Aspirin.
is that Ubisoft's bullshit?
Yeah, it is.
thing?
Yeah, it's
Cool. How much is here? How much is that game? Like 40
There's
bucks
like
now?
a $50 starter pack, but I think we're probably a week away from the Christmas sale. Or
Okay.
like, it's
I'll keep
got-
my eyes
yeah.
peeled for that then.
Is Siege still like up? Because I used to have it, but is it still like pretty expensive? Because I know like the big hit games are still like 50, 60. Yeah.
There's a $15 starter package, which I don't think I'd recommend because you don't like earn the in-game currency very
I see
quickly.
what you're
Okay.
saying. Yeah.
But then there's like the $40 base game. But like I said, Steam's Christmas sale is probably going to be starting here soon.
Okay,
so.
cool.
Nice.
I'll definitely keep an eye out for that.
I can't remember if it's before Christmas or Christmas to New Year.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Something soon.
Yeah.
So I am doing a show. If you're listening to this tomorrow, which is the 19th, I'm doing a show at the Beachland Ballroom, a last minute holiday show.
So if you're listening to this the day it goes up.
Yeah, the day it goes up. I'm opening for an individual. His name is Billy Galewood. He used to be a performer under Bushwalla, and we're doing a holiday show. So I'm
It's
gonna
all
be doing,
clean, right?
Haha, this one is not as clean. Although it's an all ages show, so I'm cognizant of that. It is not an all ages show with a bunch of 3-year-olds, which is
Do you
good.
curse in it?
I do. I have many curses.
My word.
I know, right?
Hi, Danny. How's your hug life? How's your hug life?
How's your hug life? So yeah, I'm doing that on the 19th. Other than that, I got nothing going on. I saw a rough draft today of a music video for a new song. So that looked pretty good. So that'll be
Nice.
coming out, and our goal is to have this new song and music video out by January. So other than that, I got nothing going on. So folks, this has been the Plucking Petals podcast with James and Kyle. As always, I am Kyle. All right, have a good night.
That's my Julia Child.
I thought you were gonna do Watto.